And there's a live bug. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the December 21st, 2020 meeting of the Albany County Legislature. My name is Andrew Joyce, and I serve as chair of the Albany County Legislature. This is our last meeting of the year, and this year has been one for the ages. I appreciate everyone's efforts and cooperation as we do this all remotely in an unoptimal way. And as always, we must move forward with the people's business remotely tonight. Our rules allow for a period of public comment before our meetings. In accordance with the guidance provided by the governor, our county executive, and the commissioner of health, we are managing the public forum virtually. I would like to note that the information for participation in tonight's public forum has been on the legislature's website since last week. This is the same format we have used since the pandemic began and has produced robust public discourse over the last few months. Speakers are allowed 5 minutes each. I'd like to ask Madam Clerk to please call the roll.
Beston.
Here.
Bruski.
Here.
Bergdorf.
Here.
Chapman.
Here.
Clay.
Here.
Clary. Clary. Camiso.
Here.
Cunningham.
Here.
Demolowitz.
Here.
Drake.
Here.
Epicoro.
Here.
Ethier.
Here.
Feeney.
Here.
Fine.
Here.
Grimm.
Here.
Andrew Joyce.
Here.
Ray Joyce.
Here. Here.
Langdon.
Here.
Lakakis.
Here.
Lockhart. Lockhart. Mariello.
Madam Clerk, I am here. My camera's not working, but I am here.
Thank you. Mayo. Mayo. McLaughlin.
Here.
Okay.
Thank you.
McLean Lane.
Here.
Miller.
Present.
O'Brien.
Here.
Purley.
Here.
Peter.
Here.
Plosky.
Present.
Reedy.
Here.
Reinhardt.
Here.
Ricard.
Present.
Simpson.
Here.
Smith.
Here.
Tunney.
Here.
Ward.
Here.
Whalen.
I'm here.
Willingham.
I'm here.
I have 36 present.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. If you could please identify our first and only speaker.
Carol Waterman.
Hi. Can anybody just tell me how to stop myself from looking like a bobblehead here? If it's something simple, I might look worse, but
Carol, your
Okay.
your camera is off. We can't see you, but you have 5 minutes. You're free to go ahead.
okay. All righty. I have two topics, actually. I want to start with listen to your nurses. The National Nurses United co-produced a play, actually, that you can see online, and it's called That Kindness, and it's based on interviews of nurses. And one of the nurses talked about how enraged she was by people who refused to wear masks, who traveled to attend disease-spreading parties. And she said, am I going to die for that person? Has a nurse who could save your life died for that person? In states and communities, not ours, where there are no more beds and not enough staff, is someone you love going to die for that person? So think about this, and then think about what can be done about getting New York State's mask mandate actually enforced. It's being enforced against some bars and restaurants, but not against the entitled, moronic, maskless, disease-spreading people. So anyway, listen to your nurses, and now listen to me on my second topic. The last time I spoke here, I talked about the difficulties I encountered in trying to find out where tobacco settlement money was going. And as I said then, I failed 3 times to obtain the information I needed from the Office of Management and Budget. I only got a response when I said I would ask the question publicly in a letter to the Times Union. I was then told via David Riley's secretary that he said, quote, "The answer is in the budget." Yeah, but where? So my request to learn what page it was on went unanswered, and I only found out it was page 207 from Mark Grimm. Anyway, what went on there did not just waste an unconscionable amount of my time. My repeated requests wasted theirs too, and therefore your tax dollars and my tax dollars. Now, at the same meeting, Carolyn talked eloquently about the land bank, that not only her constituents couldn't get their calls returned, but she couldn't either. And several of you reported the same problem. Now, let's reflect on the fact that the people in power either believe they are too important, or maybe they're too lazy to return your calls, or in the case of management and budget, my call. The people who work in these departments are public servants. This means that they should serve the public. Well, you all have the authority, and I might add control of the purse strings, to make them serve the public. Please do. Thank you very much.
Happy holidays, Carol.
Oh, you
Happy New
too.
Year.
You too.
Clerk, are there any more speakers?
There are no more speakers.
Okay, we'd like to call our meeting to order. Mr. Ethier, are you on?
Yeah,
Hey, good evening, Mr. Ethier. I'd like to ask Mr. Gil Ethier, a longest-serving member, to please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the United States of America,
And to the
Republic
which stands one nation,
one nation, under God,
Indivisible,
with liberty
and
and justice
for all.
So since we had no additional speakers, we close the public forum. We'll begin our meeting for December. And once more, I'd like to ask the clerk to call the roll.
Eston,
Here.
Brewski,
here.
Bergdorf. Chapman,
Here.
Clay.
I was muted. I'm here.
I got you. Clay,
Here.
Clary. Camiso,
Here.
Cunningham,
Here.
Demalowitz,
Here.
Drake,
Here.
Efacoro,
Here.
Ethier,
Here.
Feeney,
Here.
Fine,
Here.
Grimm,
Here.
Andrew Joyce,
Here,
Ray Joyce,
Here.
Coon,
Here.
Langdon,
Here.
Lakakis,
Here.
Lockhart,
Here.
Muriello,
I'm still here.
Mayo,
Here.
McLaughlin,
Here.
McLean Lane,
Here.
Miller,
Present.
O'Brien,
Here.
Early,
Here.
Peter,
Here.
Plosky,
Here.
Reedy,
Here.
Reinhardt,
Here.
Ricard,
Present.
Simpson,
Here.
Smith,
Here.
Sonny,
Here.
Ward, Ward. I know he's here. He's on mute. Whalen,
Whalen is here. Hello, here.
Ward is
Willingham.
here too, I'm sorry.
I got you,
Technical
Tom.
difficulties.
Willingham, here.
I have 38 present.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. I'd also like to note additional sponsors we have with the clerk. There is no previous business, so I'd like the clerk to please read the first item under current business.
Authorizing a customer project commitment agreement with the New York Power Authority regarding the street light conversion project.
All those in favor?
Mr. Chair,
Stand by. Mr. Grimm,
can you add me a co-sponsor, please?
sure.
Mr. Chairman, could you please note the abstention of Ray Joyce?
Okay, we've got your abstention, Mr. Joyce. Mr. Grimm would like to be added as a co-sponsor. Anything else, folks? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? 494 passes with one abstention. 495, please.
Authorizing an agreement for the maintenance and support of the Cooperative Extension Association of Albany County for the 2021 year.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? 495 passes unanimous. 496, please.
Amending resolution number 437 for 2020 regarding the conveyance of real property in the city of Albany.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? 496 passes unanimous. Resolution 497 has updated language, which was sent to your devices if you're using it. That is the item we are currently voting on now. The language was for the amount of $1 per parcel. The addition was the words per parcel, if anybody has any questions. Clerk, please read resolution 497.
Rescinding authorization to convey real property pursuant to resolution number 439 for 2020 and authorizing the conveyance of 246 Elk Street and 250 Elk Street in the city of Albany.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? 497 passes unanimous. Where? 498, please.
Rescinding the conveyance of real property pursuant to resolution number 481 for 2017 and authorizing the conveyance of real property known as Street Road in the town of Knox.
All those in favor? Opposed? 498 passes unanimous. For 499, please.
Authorizing agreements with the Capital Region Workforce Development Board and the Rensselaer County Department of Employment and Training for the provision of one-stop systems operator services.
Okay, Ms. McLean Lane. Ms. McLean Lane, we see your hand raised.
I am so sorry. I was raising my hand in support to vote for the resolution. I apologize that I have been using that incorrectly. I apologize.
It's okay. We got you. All those in favor of resolution 499? Opposed? 499 passes unanimous. Resolution 500, please.
Authorizing the distribution of mortgage taxes for the period April 1, 2020 to September 30th, 2020.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? 500 passes unanimous. Okay, can I have a motion to group resolutions 501 through 520?
Mr. Chairman.
Motion by Mr. Peter, seconded by Mr. O'Brien. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, on resolutions 501 through 520. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, hold on, I'm getting walked back here. All those opposed on the motion to group resolutions 501 through 520? Okay, it's unanimous. We're going to group resolutions 501 through 520. On resolutions 501 through 520, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, resolutions 501 through 520 pass unanimous. Okay, clerk, please read resolution 521, please.
Re-levy of unpaid school taxes.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
No, I probably will.
521 passes unanimous. 522, please.
Re-levy of unpaid village taxes.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? 522 passes unanimous. May I have a motion to group resolutions 523 through 526?
Motion, Mr. Chairman.
Motion by
Second.
Ms. McLean Lane, seconded by Mr. Clay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion to group resolutions 523 through 526 is unanimous. On resolutions 523 through 526, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous. Resolutions 523 through 526 pass unanimous. Mr. Cleary, are you with us? Mr. Cleary? Mr. Cleary, you're muted. We need to confirm your presence.
It's *6 if he's on a phone.
If you are on a phone, Mr. Cleary, it is *6.
He joined.
We see you. We'll get you, we'll get confirmation soon. Resolution 527, please.
Amounts levied for municipal charges for various cities and towns.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? 527 passes unanimous. 528, please.
Adoption of table of equalization for the assessment year 2020, county tax year 2021.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? 528 passes unanimous. 529, please.
Adoption of partial tax exemptions and amounts determined as the assessed valuation of real property as basis of equalization.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? 529 passes unanimous. For 530, please.
Adopting county equalization rates for 2019 for the cities and towns within the county of Albany.
I just want to note for everyone that is obviously the incorrect date. It should be 2020. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? 530 passes unanimous. For 531, please.
Authorizing levies for debit and credit balances.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? 531 passes unanimous. For 532, please.
Amounts levied for court-ordered refunds and county taxes.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? 532 passes unanimous. 533, please.
Taxes to be appropriated and levied upon the several cities and towns in the county for various purposes and for special district taxes in the towns.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? 533 passes unanimous. 534, please.
Approval of extension and tax rolls of form and amounts and tax warrants and authorizing their execution.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The 534 passes unanimous. Okay, folks, that is it for our formal agenda. And as this is our last meeting, there are a number of additional items and items where time is of the essence, so we must invoke Rule 11. The first 4 items went through the Audit and Finance Committee, but were unable to get on the agenda before printing. Mr. Peter.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I asked to invoke Rule 11 to introduce legislation amending the 2020 Albany County budget for the purpose of adjusting the negative lines.
Thank you, Mr. Peter. Can I have a second?
I second.
Seconded by Ms. McLean Lane. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion to invoke Rule 11 passes unanimous. Clerk, please read resolution number 535.
Amending the 2020 Albany County budget, adjustment of negative lines.
All those in favor of resolution 535?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Resolution 535 passes unanimous. Back to you, Mr. Peter.
Thank you again, Mr. Chairman. I would ask you again to invoke Rule 11 to introduce legislation to amend the budget for the purposes of funding the early separation payment program.
Thank you, Mr. Peter. May I have a second?
I second.
Seconded by Mr. O'Brien, or all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion to invoke Rule 11 passes unanimous. Clerk, please read resolution 536.
Amending the 2020 Albany County budget, early separation payment program.
Okay, all those in favor of resolution 536?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Okay, resolution 536 passes unanimous. Mr. Peter, you're going to earn your pay tonight. Back to you.
Thank you, sir. I would like to invoke Rule 11 to introduce legislation to amend Resolution 312 for 2018 regarding the renovation project at the Shaker Place Rehabilitation and Nursing Center.
Thank you, Mr. Peter. Can I have a second?
Yes.
Second.
Get somebody new tonight. Can I have a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Ms. Plotsky. All those in favor?
Thank you.
Aye.
Andrew,
Mickey
Cleary.
Opposed? Okay, motion to invoke Rule 11 passes unanimous. Clerk, please read resolution 537.
Amending resolution number 312 for 2018 as amended with Gerson Construction Group regarding the renovation project at the Shaker Place Rehabilitation and Nursing Center.
Okay, all those in favor of resolution 537?
Aye.
Opposed?
Andrew, this is Mickey Cleary.
We've got you, Mr. Cleary.
Thank you.
Okay, resolution 537 passes unanimous. Mr. Peter?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I ask to invoke Rule 11 to introduce legislation to authorize modified installment payment plan related to outstanding school tax bills issued in September 2020. This item moved out of audit and finance before we started this meeting and will help the taxpayers and the county.
Thank you, Mr. Peter. Can I have a second on Mr. Peter's motion?
Second.
Seconded by Ms. Lakakis. All those in favor?
Aye.
The motion to invoke Rule 11 passes unanimous. Clerk, please read resolution 538.
Authorizing modified installment payment plans related to outstanding school tax bills issued in September 2020.
All those in favor of resolution 538?
Aye.
Opposed? Resolution 538 passes unanimous. Mr. Peter, you may stand down, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. I call on Mr. Feeney for the purpose of invoking another Rule 11.
So I'd like to invoke Rule 11 to place $200,000 more into the CERT program.
Thank you, Mr. Feeney. Mr. Feeney is going to invoke Rule 11 for the purpose of introducing legislation to further fund the Advanced Albany County Alliance to provide small business grants. I appreciate Mr. Feeney's work and his foresight on this. Now it's going to enable us to fund this initiative to $500,000. I'm sure many of you have gotten questions and inquiries from small businesses in your districts like I have. So the more resources we have to bring to bear to this issue, the better. So again, thank you, Mr. Feeney. May I have a second on Mr. Feeney's motion to invoke Rule 11?
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Reinhardt. All those in favor?
Aye.
The motion to invoke Rule 11 passes unanimous. Clerk, please read resolution 539.
Amending resolution number 449 for 2020 regarding the Advanced Albany County Alliance Economic Recovery Funding and amending the 2020 Albany County budget.
All those in favor of resolution 539?
Aye.
Mr. Grimm?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Yes, I had a question on this. Why, this is an extra $200,000. Why wasn't this part of the budget discussion they had? We had very extensive discussion on this And I wondered why that wasn't in there during that discussion, this extra 200 grand.
Well, Mr. Graham, Mr. Feeney, if I may,
Go ahead.
we left that additional funding in there as kind of a stopgap, a safety measure in case there's any issues that came up between, the approving of the budget and now. But it was there. It's resources that we can either use or lose. And this is a great use of it. And I support it.
So we, it's a 2020 budget. So we approve in 2020, but it can be utilized in 2021. Is that correct?
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks for the clarification, Mr. Chair.
Take the motion again because you're halfway.
Okay. All those in favor of resolution 539?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, resolution 539 passes unanimous. Great work, Mr. Feeney, and thank you all. Should be proud. Wonderful work. Okay, Mr. Fine.
I asked to invoke Rule 11 to introduce a public hearing for a local law related to capping delivery fees charged by third parties during a declared emergency affecting in-person dining. I believe our restaurants will greatly benefit from this legislation. I'd like to introduce it tonight so we may move quickly on.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Fine. Please note, everyone, that will not be voting on this item tonight, only the motion to introduce it. Can I have a second on Mr. Fine's motion to invoke Rule 11?
second.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Seconded by Mr. Bruschi. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion to invoke Rule 11 passes unanimous. Clerk, please read resolution 539.
Is it 540 or?
540.
I've got it as 539.
That's on me.
No, 540.
I did.
You're right, Madam Clerk, as usual, it's 540.
Public hearing on proposed local law number J for 2021, a local law of the County of Albany, New York, limiting third-party food delivery services during a declared emergency.
Okay, so you've heard it here first, folks. It's local law J, and we're going to refer resolution 540 to the law committee.
Mr. Chairman, would you add Gary as a sponsor?
We've got you, Mr. Demolowitz, on the agenda.
Thank you.
Yep. Okay, back to you, Mr. Fine.
I ask again to invoke Rule 11 related to the same subject matter, but this time for the introduction of the actual local law.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Fine. Please note again that we will not be voting on this item tonight, only the motion to introduce it. May I have a second on Mr. Fine's motion to invoke?
Second,
Rule?
Mr. Chairman.
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Peter. All those in favor?
Aye.
Mr. Chairman, can you
Aye.
add me to that legislation?
We've got you, Mr. Efficoro.
You got me on that also, Gary.
Unanimous. All those in favor? Oh, stand by.
Aye.
Stand by. Stand by.
Aye.
Stand by, folks. We had Mr. Efficoro, Mr. Demolowitz. Who else wanted to be added?
I want to be on. It's Joanne.
Okay.
You can add Simpson.
Reinhardt. Clay.
Who doesn't?
McLean Lane with amendments.
Okay, we're taking notes. Okay, thank you, folks.
You can add me too, Mr. Chairman.
Gotcha.
Mr. Chairman, I have a request. I don't know if it's appropriate, but since the county executive has done this by executive order, would it be possible for him to have some sort of report to the law committee by January 26th as to the feedback that he has gotten and the experience in compliance with the executive order?
We can
Would it be
certainly ask
possible
Mr.
to
Burglar.
ask that?
We can ask. I'm sure that wouldn't be a problem. Clerk, please read local law J for 2020.
A local law of the County of Albany, New York, limiting third-party food delivery services during a declared emergency.
Clerk, please refer local law J to the law committee. That's all we have for our Rule 11s tonight. Thank you, folks, as usual, for your attention and your patience and your cooperation as we see our way through this pandemic and another remote meeting. Happy holidays to all of you and your family. I truly hope you take every opportunity to take a pause, take a knee, as we say in the Army, and enjoy this time off. Everyone has done wonderful work this year to see our way through this crisis. I think we've done a lot of incredible things in 2020 to see our way through it. A lot of things we can all be proud of, and I'm certainly proud to serve alongside you Again, happy holidays, enjoy, and I'm anxious to get ready to get back to work in 2021 and do even more great things. Happy holidays, everybody.
And a big
Holidays.
happy holidays and a big thank you to the staff.
Motion to adjourn.
Everybody have happy holidays.
Yeah, we have to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Saying happy holidays.
Merry Christmas.
Happy birthday, Baroro.
Happy birthday, Burrow.
Happy birthday, bro.
Happy birthday.
Let's get it all out, folks. Who else has got some greetings?
I love that singing.
Mr. Chairman?
We gotta make a motion to adjourn.
The singing legislature.
Can I make a motion to adjourn?
Second
I
the motion.
second.
Second.
the
I have a
motion.
motion to adjourn by Mr. Peters, seconded by Ms. Cunningham. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We have adjourned.
Goodbye, everyone.
Everyone, happy holidays. Thank you.
Thank you.